All right, we're going to look into the settings of the Chromebook. So, whenever you open it, the first thing that you should do is when you first open your Chromebook for the first time out of the box, you're going to have to add an account. You're going to have to add a Wi Fi access point to it. Network, and then you're going to have to add an account. Once you're in the account, which is where we are now, you'll be greeted with a general screen. You can go in and change the screen. On a Chromebook, it's a two-finger tap for right click. What you would experience is right click in the Windows world. I think it's command and click or control and click in the Mac world, but in Chrome OS, it is going to be a two-finger tap. So at this point, you can click Set Wallpaper if you want to change your wallpaper, and you got different options. Like if and then you can go into custom if you want to download a picture and put it as your background. That's completely up to you. So you would just select the picture, and then it's going to change it. So you're not restricted to the first thing they pop up. One of the other things they're going to have you select a icon picture that you'll put in place. So from there, on the bottom right hand corner, you're going to see a screen, or you're going to see the time, along with that I'm connected to the Wi-Fi, an alert area. We talked about the launch on the left hand side. On the right hand side, these are going to be your settings. So if I click in here, you're going to see that I'm what Wi-Fi network I'm connected to. You're going to see my name, the name of the email address that's attached to it, whether I sign out, because you can have multiple accounts on this. If the Bluetooth is enabled, if there are any cast, if you're using Chromecast, Google Cast, then you'll be able to put it in here. You can cast to that device, the volume settings, what device it's streaming to, and then also when you can lock the device, you can shut down the device, gives you the date, and the time is still down here. What we're going to go into is the settings. It's a little gear. Depending on if it's been updated or not, you're going to see the gear in different places, and it's going to bring up your settings. So here through the settings, if I'm connected to Ethernet, this is actually a Chromebox that we're working on, so you'll see where there's no Ethernet connection. It means that I don't have a cable plugged into it. Bluetooth is on and enabled. You see that I'm here to sync everything. We'll discuss this in a later video, what it means to be able to sync everything, why you would want to do that, why as a parent you'd want to do that, and then even why as a student you would want to do that. The screen lock, when you close the Chromebook and reopen it, does it force you to put in the passcode or a password in order to get that device unlocked? You're going to want to do that. You will want to do that. You will want to do that, bringing it to school. That way someone else can't pick up your device, open it, and then have all of your stuff available. You're going to want to have to put in a password every time that you want to open that device. The other thing that we're going to look at right now will be in the wallpaper. We talked about that. Browser themes, show the home video, show the bookmark bar, which is across the top. The bookmark bar is going to be this bar across the top that you're going to be able to look at. As you add more bookmarks, and we're going to get into which bookmarks to add, which ones are important that you're going to put up there. Devices, mouse, keyboard, displays. Storage management, power. What happens in the power when idle? Does it go to sleep? Does the display turn off? Does it stay on? That's going to be put in place there. The address bar, what search engine are you using? By default, it's going to be to Google, but you can change it if you want to. I'd suggest leaving it where it is. Manage search engines. And then on startup, do you open a new tab? Do you continue where you left off? Or do you open a specific page or a set of pages? So if you tell it to open a specific page, then you're going to set in and tell it which page to open whenever you start a new browsing session. Under advanced, you're going to see a few other things. You're going to see the time zone. We have it to use the IP settings for whatever network we're connected to, 24-hour date or time, and then you can go through and turn on or off privacy settings, use web services, use predictive services to load page more quickly. You can turn those on and off if you want to. Right now, all of them are turned on. This is what's on by default. Protect your against dangerous sites. I like this one. Send the do not track request, which means, hey, I'm at a website and I'm telling it don't track what I'm doing. Enable verified access. What this means is it's not that it's not recording your history, but it's not allowing as many things to get access to your information for marketing purposes. Keep Wi-Fi on during sleep. This will allow it to update and do different things that it needs to while it's sleeping. And then we're going to get into managed certificates and those types of things later, especially as we set up some parental controls. Autofill settings, manage password. It will store your passwords for you. That's why it's very, very important also to set a password on your device so that whenever you open it up from asleep, whenever it's asleep, if you close a Chromebook, it goes to sleep. When you open it back up, it's very important to go ahead and have a password requirement whenever you're opening that machine back up, because if not, and you've told it to save passwords, now all of a sudden you give someone else complete access to all of your information without having to have a single password or know a single password from you. Locations, printers. We're going to get into printing later, why this is important, and being able to print and what the requirements are to be able to print from a Chromebook. I will say that this is probably the most difficult part of dealing with a Chromebook is figuring out the printing situation. But we will get into that later. Accessibility, and then reset. You can reset all your settings or power wash. And what power wash does is it will take your machine all the way back to so whenever it came out of the box, and take everything off of it, remove all extensions, all downloads, all cache, everything from the device, put it back the way it was whenever it first came out of the box. Now, this is important last step in trying to solve a problem. They do come up with problems, but this is a very good way to go in. Since it is all cloud-based, everything that you're doing is in the Google Drive, which we'll get into. Then you haven't really lost anything. You've just been able to reset the browser information. So I will be back with you in just a little bit on